windmilling today. We are windmilling today. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to beef with nobody. I don't want no smoke. Just so we're motherfucking clear, we're windmilling today. So let's get ready. Let's get ready. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Because what y'all ain't going to do is playing my motherfucking face. We windmilling today. We windmilling today. Give me 1 second. We windmilling today. Hold on. We windmilling today, Negroes. That's what we ain't going to. We is windmilling today. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, what's up, what's up? If you are here, drop your name in the chat so I'll know you're here. Drop your name in the chat. Hey, Lela. Yes, we windmilling today. We windmilling today. We are windmilling today, and we got some things on the docket that is going down. It's going down. And I know we're going to windmill today because we got a lot of topics to discuss. We have a lot of topics to discuss. So please make sure you drop your name in the chat so I know that you're here because we about to get it going. Hey, Pookie. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Operation Heal 100 Hearts channel where we do what? Focus on healing human and hot topics. Now, y'all know, normally when I get up close on this camera like this, y'all know I mean business. Y'all know I mean business because normally I'm from afar. I'm letting y'all see my whole beautiful background that my Pookie got for me. This time I'm up on the camera because y'all know when I get up on the camera like this, that means we going to gossip and we may actually windmill as well. Hey, Tifa girl. So, all right. So let's go through what's on the docket, right? What's on the docket is Taina and Ari. Taina and Ari, they're on the docket. Okay. Latisha and Martell, they're on the docket. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Well, it's really Martell versus the Scotts because Latisha and her husband. Who else is on the docket? Jay-Z and his lawsuit, and Carmen, Nas baby mama. She on the docket. She on the docket in alignment with Jay-Z's lawsuit. Why? I don't fucking know because I'm looking at her like, Carmen, why are you here and what is wrong with you? But in all fairness to her, she's on the docket. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the thumbs up on the video. Please hit the thumbs up on the video and also drop your names in the chat so I can shout sure. I got to put my glasses on. I got to put my glasses on because we windmilling today. We windmilling today. And last but not least, PAP and Remy is on the docket, right? Now we're saving PAP and Remy for last because I know that's probably where we will do the most windmilling. And I wanted to be able to flush that conversation out. And then I think we're going to have to hang up after that because there's going to be so much smoke. We ain't going to be able to stay on the line with each other. And that's okay. That's okay. As family members, we can get in the chat and fight. We just have to make sure that we do it respectfully. Okay, let's start with who I'm pretty sure a lot of folks here might not know or may not watch. Let's get them out the way. My glasses still put dirty. Latisha and Martell. Do you guys watch Love and Marriage Huntsville? Tifa said, well, we can't talk about them now. I got you, Tifa. I got you. If something segue into it beforehand, I got you. I got you, right? Oh, somebody said, why everybody tripping on these people? Why everybody tripping? People cheat every day. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Let's first talk about Latisha and Martell, right? I don't know if you guys watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's a show that comes on OWN. It comes on Saturday nights. So I'm pretty sure that folks are not watching it. My old ass, for the most part, is in the house on Saturday night. So I'm tuned the fuck in, right? Ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget to hit the thumbs up on the video. Hit the thumbs up on the video. And welcome to the Operation Heal 100 Hearts channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot topic. I hope you guys watched all the Dear Deejas. All the Dear Deejas dropped Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I hope y'all watched them. Anyway, let's get back to Martell and Latisha and Marcel. So on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell is there. Martell is just like the show's villain. He's the show's villain. When the show first started, he cheated on his wife. It was all exposed. He had a baby with another woman while he was married, blah, 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 blah. So from then, he's been the show's villain. The only issue with him being the show villain is that There's no issue. What happened was everybody basically still kind of, I don't want to say sided with him, but they was pretty much trying to stay out of it when him and his wife was going through it. And everybody felt like, why y'all staying out of it when he's being a jerk and a dickhead, right? So they wanted everybody to jump down his throat. At that time, they didn't. But as time progressed, they got to see how much of a fucking jerk Martell is. And it just showed the other day. So there was a scene on the show where Latisha, one of the couples on the show is Marceau and Latisha, right? And what it seems like to me is Melody and Martell, although they're not together and they claim to be enemies, it seems like they're both on the same quest, if you ask me. And I feel like the quest is to show that nobody's marriage on that show is perfect. And to some degree, hopefully there's some demise in other people's marriages because there was a demise in theirs. Because every time I look up, they're trying to create an issue in somebody else's marriage. And it just seems like to me like they're doing it because their marriage didn't work. And that irritates me. But again, I could be wrong. Anywho, Martell is steady picking on Marceau and Latisha, saying he have all these secrets, saying him and Martell cheated with women together. Basically, why your marriage ain't ending, mine's did. So on and so forth. So the other day when they were at an event, he caused this big commotion as he always does. But Latisha went on an interview after that because he had pretty much called her thought. In so many words, he was like, they went to school together. She was screwing one of his homeboys. He saw the video footage. She's pretty much a thought, right? And for me, I'm just looking like, well, first of all, wasn't this college days? So maybe she was, who cares? Second of all, why are you bringing that up now? And that was 20 years ago and she's married. And third of all, what the fuck that got to do with the price of tea in China, right? So apparently everything. He brought it up, said he had proof. He was lying. He when he got his phone from the car, he brought the phone back, but he never showed anything. But again, it's just the fact that here you are discrediting this man's wife, right? What irritated me about it, but Latisha said something different. Take a sip of my water. So apparently Marceau, which is Latisha's husband, was there popping junk back to Martell, and she was like, that guy edited out the video, out the scene. I mean, they must have did a damn good job at editing because I had no recollection. I couldn't see that that's what happened. What I could see is this man here cursing this other fucking man, wipe out, and he's just sitting there pretty much like, don't pay him no mind, don't pay him no mind. I probably wouldn't have gave a damn about what Martell was saying about me. I probably would have cared more about the fact that my husband is right here physically present, allowing this other grown-ass man to black on me, right? Get up and punch him in his motherfucking face. But see, with them, they pretty much look at Martell as like a joke, and he's miserable, and he's unhappy, and he's just trying to do things to self-destruct and destroy everything around him. So let's just go around him and ignore him. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, if you want to go around him and ignore him when he's doing shit to you, that's fine. But when he start calling me hoes, my nigga, I'm going to need you to get up and handle that. Right? But that's just me and my Brownsville thinking. Okay? In any event, you can tell Tisha was affected by all the things that he said, because then she went on Carlos King's podcast and she basically outed Martell in so many words. She said, if we're talking about our college days, let's talk about how you were screwing men when we were in college. And she also said that in that scene, but they didn't show it, she said they edited out, that her husband has started pulling out receipts of the men that Martell allegedly was sleeping with in Huntsville and while they were in college. Once again, I don't necessarily care about the outing, because I think it's more so rooted in you tried to play in my motherfucking face and I played back, right? And I know I watched Funky Zaniva and he has a saying that says, don't play dirty and then get mad about how I play back. Listen, you cannot judge what I do in return in retaliation to what you do. So now you're going to call me a hoe in the thought, well, then I'm going to have to call you a homo. And I mean, it is what it is. I know that folks are very sensitive when it comes to like outing people and things of that nature. And I hear all of that. But baby, he went low and she went lower. And I feel like you can't really judge where she went because you started that bullshit. So you were slinging mud, she was slinging shit. Okay, so that's pretty much what happened there. And I was like, Lord have mercy. So once he got outed, because Martell is not a bad looking guy, it was just like a whole big to do, because it was like, oh shit, we thought you just was a hoe, but you really gay and a hoe. So I don't know how he's gonna have what rebuttal he's gonna have for that. The reunion to Love and Marriage Huntsville should be coming on really soon. If you guys don't watch it, I like it. It's a really good show to me. It comes on the OWN network on Saturday nights, 8 o'clock. Tune the fuck in, right? Okay, let's get past them, right? I want to talk about, wait, let me see if y'all want to talk about that in the chat. No, y'all don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Ari and Taina, because I had a lot to say about this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let you guys hear what I had to say about this, because I put this on TikTok, because I personally, absolutely not. Now, in all fairness, right? I want to be fair. Do I think that baby mothers and new girlfriends, or two baby mothers, or a wife and a baby mother, or I think that them people should be able to coexist? Yes, I come from a situation where my mom and my stepmom was able to get along perfectly, so much so to at a point we all fucking lived together. My father, my stepmom, and my mama. So how it works was that my dad has two daughters prior to him having any children with my mother. I'm my mom and my dad's first kid, right? So of course, naturally, to have children, you have to be with somebody. He was with my sister's mom. They ended up breaking up. He ended up getting with my mother, so on and so forth, right? According to my mom, and from what I witnessed, my stepmama didn't want my father. My father didn't still want my stepmama. Therefore, my stepmama and my mama had a very good relationship. Now, granted, how it first started, if they lying about that, I don't know. But what I will say is that when I was old enough to be able to assess it, it looked like a really, really good relationship. And as I said, to a point where my stepmama came and lived in our house periodically. So, temporarily, I'm sorry. So I think that those situations can coexist, right? For me personally, because Pookie does have a son, right? So there's a mom attached. For me personally, I don't have an issue with coexisting with anybody as long as there is respect. As long as there's respect, I can do whatever you need me to do. I am a very respectful person. So if as long as I'm not disrespected, I can coexist with anybody. Respect is due a dog. But bitch, when I feel disrespected, or when I am disrespected, do not anticipate, first of all, getting anything nice from me. And second of all, you probably can't anticipate any shit from me because you disrespected me. And 9 times out of 10, I'm feeling that way because I have not disrespected you. All I've seen, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to be mean, but all I've seen is Ari disrespect Taina. I'm sorry. That's all I've ever seen. That's all I've ever seen is Ari disrespect Taina. I've seen her publicly disrespect her. I've seen her put out text messages that was very disrespectful. I've seen her accuse her of things. And granted, in all fairness, when she first said that she didn't like her and she explained the reason why, of course, you were the side bitch. You were the side bitch. So yes, I hated your fucking guts. You were the side bitch. So you absolutely motherfucking right. I had my motherfucking foot on your neck because you came in and you stole my motherfucking rich ass baby father. I got that. I got that Ari has some venom regarding how they got together. I was here for it, right? I understand it. I get it. Hey, you tell people motherfucking man, it comes with consequences. So I wasn't really too... I wasn't judging her too much when she had her foot on Taina's neck, because technically, according to G Herbo, he cheated with Taina. Like, so yeah, you stole my man, bitch. So that was like, okay, cool. I guess they're gonna have, you know what Cardi B said, when you have beef, we have beef forever. I figured it was gonna be forever, right? So then there was a time when Ari basically said that, you know, well, I'm in a different place. I can see that they're in love. I am no longer interested in him, so I can be cordial, right? Now, see, I want to talk about that level of thinking, right? I want to talk about that level of thinking. And if you're a baby mama or a new girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, or you didn't have some baby mama drama, I want y'all to drop down in the chat because I want to talk about this, right? So according to Ari, around the times that she could be cordial and they could have a coexisting co-parenting relationship is the time when she realized that they were in love and she was happy, according to her, right? But then there would be Other times after that, where she got her foot on the girl neck again, right? And she's giving these reasons that, I mean, in my opinion, sometimes it sounds like she made them shits up. Other times, listen, I don't know. It just gave me, she was very sensitive regarding that situation. So any little thing that happened, she was going to put her foot on the girl neck. I have no issue with that, but stand on it. Stand the fuck on it. Stand on it, A-Town, stomp on it. If you gonna keep your foot on my neck, keep it there. Keep it there. And you get to decide if you gonna let her keep it there or you gonna remove it. That's between y'all. But the whole back and forth of, oh no, I ain't got nothing against this girl. I don't care. I ain't bothered by her. And then the next minute, foot back on the neck. What's the deal, bitch? What's the deal? Right? Once again, all I have seen publicly is Ari disrespect Taina. That's it. Right? So whenever she comes with the whole, I want to be cordial and I want to co-parent and coexist and girl, come over, let's have fun. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't give a fuck what space you're in your life. You already disrespected me, so it's up and it's stuck now. There's no more. Now, granted, Taina doesn't give me that she is she's a person who likes conflict, right? The mama don't like conflict. The mama don't like conflict because mom got on my fucking nerves on Love and Hip Hop, Emily B. And girl, you an Aquarius, so it really drove me crazy. I think your birthday is the day after mine. But I can see that Taina does not like conflict, right? So granted, if she doesn't like conflict and doesn't want to beef with Ari, fine, you don't have to. Like, that is your kid's brother, mother. That is your baby father, or I don't know if they're a couple now, ex. So if you don't want to beef with her, you could just be scared of her. Who knows? But if you don't want to beef with her, that's fine. That's fine. But what you can't keep allowing is for her to disrespect. Why I keep hitting this? Is for her to disrespect you and then allow her to come back and say, okay, but we friends again. And putting a hand around your neck at the club and humping on your booty. She probably want to take you home and you hun bag, do a little threesome because she said hun bag, invite people in their bed. And she probably want to show G Herbo up any motherfucker way. But yeah, I don't like the disrespect. And then when you don't want to disrespect me, you want to be cool. That means you got too much control over this situation. You got too much control over the situation. And me, I struggle with people having more control over a situation than me with a situation that I'm in. No, bitch. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So from the first disrespect, you don't say that to me. I don't care if our kids are siblings. Let the pappy figure out a way to let them be siblings. I have nothing to do with that. I probably would have to be around you in some settings, and I would try to be cordial and respectful and ignore the dog fuck out your ass. But to try to have a relationship where we in the club and you got your hands around my neck, oh, no. So next week, you could get mad over something that the little badass boy made up and then put your foot on my neck again? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I personally was not here for the Taina and Ari hookup. I saw everybody in the comments. Oh, you know, this is great for them. Oh, shit, what happened to my TV? This is great for... Oh, okay. Oh, I'm on TV? Oh, no, that's... You went to YouTube. Why did you went to YouTube? Anyway, it was like, I'm just not here for. I saw everybody in the comments, and when you say things like this, people was like, oh, why you don't want them to have peace? It's not that. It's not I don't want them to have peace. It's not that I don't want them to have peace. I just don't think the peace is genuine. I just don't think the peace is genuine. I think that Ari is full of shit, right? And I think that whenever she's feeling upset and needs somebody to pick on, she's going to drag her nuts across Taina's neck again. And I just feel like, Taina, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. When you was a little bit younger and you just got with G Herbo and you weren't a mom and a grown-ass woman yet, I could see you being a little apprehensive about how you address this girl because, this is your first time navigating a situation like this. Taina, you're a grown-ass woman now. You are a grown-ass woman now with children. You need to stand up for yourself and don't let her drag her motherfucking nuts across your neck. And anytime she thinks she can motherfucking do it, you check that hoe. And all that grinning and skinning at the club, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We ain't friends. We ain't friends. So let's not even go there. If you want to be cordial, I'll be cordial with you, bitch. But all that other extra shit when you in a good mood, absolutely not. Lila said Ari doing that because Tucson exposed her. She needs to look good, and Taina just scared of people. Yes, I could see that. But I mean, if we being honest, Tucson really didn't have to expose much. You can see how she is. You can, especially now that she's on a reality show, you can see how she is. What I will say is, in my opinion, she has grown a lot. She has grown a lot since being on the reality show. I think and seeing herself and hearing commentary about herself, she has grown a lot, but she ain't perfect. So you see them other ways, they easily come back out. That's one thing I noticed about her. Tifa said, no, don't laugh. That little boy bad. That little boy is bad. I do not care what y'all say. Now, in all fairness, now he getting older, so I do see that he getting a little bit more calm. And I think he be with them aunts, and them aunts be whipping his ass. That's what I think is going on. I think the aunt said, and the grandmother said, listen, your mom ain't here. She at the club with her bodysuit on, and I gotta mind you, you gonna sit your ass down. So I think he be getting beatings because he bad. He is bad, but he did get better. He did get better. But that time he said, oh, and that was another thing. Taina, let me let you know something, because see, I didn't like this either. So she dragged her nuts across your neck the other time when you was watching that little boy and you pinched him or whatever you did to him or pushed him, whatever fuck you did to him, because you did it. I believe you fucking did it, right? And you ain't want to stand no business and you got scared, and then she came out and started cursing you, the fucking said she gonna beat your ass, and you were saying, I'm not gonna let her accuse me of mistreating a child and yada, 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 yada. Yeah, my dear, you pushed them. So this is how I think the situation went. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know if y'all got another version. First of all, G Herbo, you go and get this little boy, and then you come in here and tell me, oh, I'm going to the club. I'm going to the club. Can you watch the baby? I'm going to the studio. I'm going to the studio. Can you watch the baby? I'm going there to smoke. Can you watch the baby? I'm going drilling or whatever the fuck Chicago niggas do. Can you watch the baby? Motherfucker. You didn't put around fucking 9 babies in me. So I've been pregnant for 4 fucking years straight. And now you're going to ask me to watch this little badass boy while you go out and do some bullshit and hang out with the tall ass basketball? Absolutely not. But you a fool. So you go on and watch the little boy, right? But see, remember, you're 9 months pregnant or 8 months pregnant. How many months you pregnant and you're aggravated? You're aggravated. Not only am I 8 or 9 months pregnant and aggravated, you already don't listen. Your ass don't listen. You're bad. So what ended up happening was, I think he did something. You whacked his ass, right? That's what I think. Taina, I think you're nice, but I think you whacked him. I don't give a damn what you say, right? I'm minding you. You ain't fucking listening. I'm pregnant. Your pappy ain't here. Your mammy ain't gonna want to be bothered. She's too busy hosting clubs. You know what? Sit your ass down. And I think you popped him, right? So what ended up happening is, when you popped him, when he got home, he told his mammy, listen, I like Tata. I like Tata. Tata cool. But I know you don't like Tata. And right now, I'm going to let you know some shit to rile you up. Tata pushed me or punched me or do something. Whatever he said Tata did. Tata, he ain't make that up, girl. He ain't make that up, Tata. He ain't make that up. I'm sorry, Tata. I know you was mad that he remembered and told us the Chirac demon that is his mama. But he ain't make that up, Tata. You did it. You did it. What you should have did was own that you did it and said, listen, he bad as hell. He bad as hell. He was getting on my motherfucking nerves. He wouldn't sit the fuck down. I'm 100 months pregnant, and I'm the one minding him. That's my motherfucker. Listen, I got nieces and nephews. My sisters cannot call me or my fucking brother to go, what happened when their child was in my care. Number 1 on the list, you know I'm not going to do nothing to hurt him, because if you did think I was going to do something to hurt you, you never left him here. So you know I ain't gonna do nothing to hurt him. And if I pinch they fucking ass or beat they fucking ass, they deserved it. I ain't just out here mistreating kids. So don't call me asking me about what happened and what they told you. It don't matter what happened. He's safe, he fed, and he alive. Leave me the fuck alone and take your fucking kid with you. So in my opinion, Taina, you pinched him or punched them or pushed them, whatever you said. But what happened was, when it got publicized, you was embarrassed because you pregnant, you got your own baby. You know, Emily got them little kids running around there. So you didn't want nobody to have that image of you. So you tried to clean it up and say nothing never happened. Now, I don't think your son lied. That's the name, your son? Yeah, I don't think he lied. I think you did it. But I think you should have been woman enough to own up that you did it. And also you should have said, come get your fucking baby. Come get your baby. If you don't want me doing nothing to him when I mind him, which is chastising him, come get your baby. Because that's the fuck I would have said. But you ain't saying that because you're trying to show G Herbo that you the perfect mama so he could put 14 more kids in you. Girl, you'll be a fool. Don't have not near another baby. You got boy, you got son. That's it. That's it. It's over. Right? Bash Bay Bio said, what did I'm thinking you mean Tucson expose? Well, Tucson was exposing the mean girl in Ari, pretty much. And Tifa, you is a nut girl. And Lila said, I think he lied and his mother coached him. Okay, I just know that Taina was 100 months pregnant and he bad. So to me, that combination looked like such a raggedy ass. Fuck down. You know, and again, he bad. You could see on that show. I was like, but it looked like, I'm telling y'all, it looked like now that the aunts and the grandmother watch him, they be whacking him. I think they be kind of whipping his ass a little bit because it looked like he a little calm now. And granted, I mean, I don't necessarily think you got to be the kid for them to listen, because I watched my nephews for years and I didn't have to put my hands on him. I give him that fucking look. Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all one story. Where I had to get a little physical, right? God is good, because it wasn't enough for ACS to get called, but I had to let him know. So my nephew Quadia, shout out my nephew Quadia, right? So one time I'm watching him because his mother used to work early in the mornings on Sunday. So what I would do was I would come over to the neighborhood and spend the night at my sister's house, because I'm outside drinking Saturday night. I ain't gonna get out no bed Sunday morning. So I would just come over and hang out over there and then spend the night, right? So what happened was I was in the bed. The mama had left out, he up. Now, the one thing that my mother always taught me was, she was like, I don't care what you do. Oh, Quadia, yes, that's my nephew. Let me see if I got a picture of Quadia. But my mother always said, kids don't have to endure the side effects of what you do. So like, case in point, you want to hang out all night, drink your life away, smoke your life away, that's your business. But the next day, them kids want breakfast and whatever to get your ass up, right? So I always knew that no matter what, I had to, get up and mind my nephew, hungover and all, you got to get up, right? So he was kind of big at this time. I want to say he was like 8 or some shit like that, right? So I'm like, okay, well, let me get up and see what's going on. So he came in, he's like, Auntie, I want some breakfast. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, no problem. But he in the living room telling me this from the room, right? It's like the hallway not that big. I can see him, right? So I'm like, okay. So I start getting up, getting myself together. So while I'm getting up, getting myself together to go get him, y'all hit the thumbs up on this video. Please hit the thumbs up here and drop your name in the chat so I know I can shout you out. Anyway, I'm getting up to go give him the cereal, and I'm walking towards the kitchen and he's walking towards the bedroom because he's going to go use the bathroom, right? So I guess he was a little annoyed because he did have to call me twice, but that's because I was sleeping hard because I was drinking the night before, right? So when he went in the bathroom, you know how people have they cereals lined up in the cabinet. I didn't know which one he wanted. So I'm like, Quadia, which one you want? Quadia, which one you want? Quadia, which one you want? Then I peeped. I said, oh, the motherfucker trying to be spiteful, because I guess he probably saying, when I was calling you, bitch, you was acting like you was hard down sleep. So now I'm acting like I'm here. Your motherfucking ass and ignore you. Absolutely not. So I said, okay, no problem. If I don't answer, I'm gonna give him the cereal that I think he want, right? So I poured the cereal, put the milk, boom, 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 right? So after I do that, I'm on my way back to get to bed because I done got his breakfast together. You know how to eat by himself, and I want to get my little bit of rest because I got to get up in a little while, so I'll get ready to take you outside. Get on my auntie duties. So when I get in the bed, I done snuggled on up back under the cover. I'm like, yeah, this bed hugging me. He said, I don't want this cereal. I took my fucking hand up. I said, well, that don't matter, because when I was trying to call you to ask you what kind of cereal you wanted, you was ignoring me. Girl, I got back in the bed, snuggled back up, put the covers over my head. I'm ready to rest. I hear crash. So now I fling the cover off. I look. Y'all know this motherfucker tossed the whole bowl of cereal on the floor? Girl. Let's say it was about 12 feet from the bed to the table. I jumped up out that fucking bed and I ran and collided into that motherfucker. I beat his ass for about 35 fucking seconds. From that fucking day, I never had no fucking problems out with my nephew. From that day, we ain't never had no problems. Miss my hand to God. I beat his fucking ass. What the hell? Next thing you know, you're gonna be crashing shit on my head. We don't listen, girl. We don't tolerate that in my family. I don't play with kids, period. I do not play with kids. That boy launched the whole bowl on the floor. I guess he said, bitch, I told you I didn't want this, and you think I'm going to eat it? Crash! Girl, when I sat up, boom, and looked and saw the bowl on the floor, he had the face like, yeah, bitch, what's up? Girl, I ran full fucking speed into him, boom, and I beat his ass. Let me tell you something. Y'all don't play with them kids. Y'all do not play with them kids. Because see, we in the areas of gentle parents. I would have been beating your son ass. I'm sorry, no disrespect to them. Listen, let me tell you something. Don't leave your fucking kids with me. Don't leave your kids with me, because I don't play with kids. I don't, because next thing you know, they pulling out their PB pissing on you and all that because you didn't let them play. I don't play. We going, what's the problem? I mean, this motherfucker just crash. I couldn't believe. I said, here with, hold up, I know. And at first, when I went to look down the hall, I thought like, because, I know him. So if he did it by mistake, he would have been like, oh, he would have had the face like, my bad. No, that motherfucker had the gangster face like, I told you, I ain't want that bitch. Absolutely not. Straight from the back, I ran. Boom, collided right into him. So the moral of the story is here. Back to Taina and Ari. I don't like it. But at the end of the day, it's not that I don't want them to have unison. Let me be serious for a minute. It's not that I don't want them to have unison. I just don't like, and I'm not going to lie, maybe it's a little something personal for me. I just feel like, Taina, you're not showing this girl that she have to have any respect for you. And my mother always taught me respect is due a dog. Respect is due a dog. You disrespect me, you don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. You ain't got to talk to me. You ain't got to know. You don't have to worry about me because I am not a disrespectful person until I'm disrespected, right? So I cannot with the whole, cut the bullshit, cut the bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, okay, well, listen, you do what you got to do, but you can't do that. All right, boom. Like I said, she got to just, try to establish, and this don't have nothing to do with G Herbo. This don't have nothing to do with G Herbo. As woman to woman, you should make sure that a woman has respect for you. And for women that don't, you stay away from them. But again, once again, in all fairness to them, they do have to be together because they have to co-parent with their children. Their children are siblings. So I could understand if Taina is doing what she have to do to keep the peace. Okay, moving right along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hit the thumbs up and like the video. Hit the thumbs up and like the video. If you're new here, welcome. Hope you enjoyed the live. So they have brought up, I want to say, Kalila, leave Remy Martin alone. We're going to get there. We just got to talk about Jay. Once we finish talk about Jay, we done, right? We're going to go to Remy and PAP, right? They have actually now brought up the charges against Jay, right? And the other day, I went through the charges, and once again, I read them here on live, and we had a little bit of discussion about them. And again, you guys, you heard me, and you shared with me your part. What is going on with this car? Your part of how you feel, and so on and so forth, and we just moved forward. This is what I'll say, right? Carmen don't miss nobody. Karma don't miss nobody. So if Jay is guilty of anything, and let's just say he miraculously slips through the cracks because he's not guilty of something. Let's just say he miraculously slips through the cracks this time. Just like R. Kelly, it'll catch up to you eventually if it's something that you did. I'm sorry, karma don't miss a living rat's ass. Not one person. Right? So Jay, if you're guilty of something and you able to finagle your way out of this, don't think you in the clear. Do not think you're in the clear because things can get worse as it progresses, right? So if you are able to finagle your way out of that, okay, my brother, I hear you, but I don't know. But I did see that Carmen Bryant. So she is Nas's, I think that's Nas' baby mother, right? And she also had a relationship with Jay. Because remember when Jay said on, I think it was no, he didn't do Ether, Nas Ether. Whatever song he did against Nas, and he was saying, I skeet on your baby seat and all that. That was about Carmen. So I'm guessing that Carmen still have smoke with Jay regarding, I guess, maybe those comments or how their relationship ended. I don't know, right? So she went to the neighborhood talks, and it says, oops, Carmen Bryant, who claimed she had a 9-year affair with Jay-Z and became pregnant by him before miscarrying, takes to Instagram to share Jay-Z's lyrics from Kanye's Monster song. Kill a block, I murder the avenues, I R-word and pillage your village, women and children. Right? And then she wrote, these days people don't defend what is right, they defend who they like. And that's why we call you a groupie. Carmen, I'm gonna have to ask you, and I'm gonna have to ask Foxy, because Foxy does it sometimes well on her social media. Every time something is reported about Jay, you guys give these like cryptic messages on your social media to have people wondering. If something happened, say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. You know, if something happens, say it. But these little cryptic messages that you guys like to leave, and then when people ask you direct questions, you start saying things like you're pleading the fifth and all of that. If something happens, say it. Say it. And if you don't want to say it because he's a billionaire and you don't want to disappear, then stop with the cryptic messages because they actually make you look stupid and they put you on the radar. Right? So even though you're not actually saying it, you don't think the person knows that you're on the radar now when you're leaving all these cryptic messages. So you probably disappear anyway, God forbid. So my thing is like, why? If something happens, say it. And if not, be careful, because if these people do have the power to make all of these horrible things happen to a person, then you're putting yourself on their radar to make it happen to you. Why? So yeah, when she came with that, I just looked like, okay, I hear you. But speaking of karma, I wanted to tell you guys something. So remember, do you guys know anything about Peter Thomas from Real Housewives of Atlanta? So he was Cynthia Bailey's husband. Him and Cynthia Bailey was married. She's one of the housewives on the show, right? So he has one of the issues that they kept. Wait, let me see what the chat said. The chat said, Carmen, if you Lila is a trip. If you broke, say that. She said nothing ain't happened. They need them paid interviews. Yeah, because every minute with this coming, putting these little things out there, and you're like, wait a minute, did something take place? Oh, no. I'll just speak another time. I'll wait for the time is right. When is the right fucking time? Because Foxy Brown, you don't even show your fucking face on the camera. I have not seen Foxy Brown since 2003, so I don't fucking know. But anyway, like I said, Peter Thomas was married to Cynthia Bailey on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, one of the main reasons, according to Cynthia, that the marriage didn't work is because Peter will fuck up a bag in 2.2. He keeps opening up these restaurants and these eateries, and when they fail, he go and he borrow some more money and do it a fucking again, right? So Cynthia was like, listen, I'm here trying to be frugal. You fucking up my bag. I got to roll, right? But he opened a number of restaurants called Bar One. So he had like Bar One Miami and Bar One Atlanta, North Carolina. He was opening up his bars called Bar One. Well, apparently something happened with him at one of his Bar One locations and Tammy Rivera's niece. Now, Tammy Rivera is Waka Flocka old boo, right? So they was trying to say that he choked her, right? So I was like, yes, he finally get to that with the karma. So I was like, why is Tammy niece saying she had an encounter with Peter Thomas and he choked her? But see, that don't shock me about Peter, because Peter used to show his ass on Real Housewives of Atlanta. He used to show his ass on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So it ain't too shocking to hear he was in a physical altercation, right? So they were saying that he choked Tammy niece. And I think it was at one of the Bar One locations. And my whole thing is like, you're the owner. So how are you getting into a fight? Like, but once again, Peter, don't shock me about Peter. Anyway, she took him to court and was trying to sue him, right? So it says that this was February 28th, the beginning of last year, 2023. It says, news surfaced that Peter Thomas was charged in connection to a physical altercation. The Real Housewives of Atlanta star was hit with the second-degree assault charge following an alleged altercation at his Bar One restaurant in Baltimore. Oh, he had a Bar One in Baltimore too? Peter wasn't playing. In Baltimore, according to the purported victim, Chanel Williams, she was with two friends at the location in March 2022. Williams testified the group was enjoying themselves before they were invited by a woman to join the VIP area. Peter, who co-owns the establishment, reportedly went to hug Williams, and she believed he was a tad bit intoxicated. Things took a turn when Thomas became, which is Peter, when Peter became upset at something. Williams additionally claimed he turned his fury on her, grabbed her by the neck, and squeezed for approximately 30 seconds. That evening, Williams called the police, and the next day filed a report against Peter. Williams' friend, Ciara Dunlap, told the court she went to dinner with Thomas and had sex with him once. Dunlap also alleged he sent her $2,500. They would say, oh, yeah, we're sure Thomas's son was celebrated. It was reported he was found not guilty of the assault. During the hearing, Peter claimed he wasn't intoxicated and Williams was hysterical. He denied choking Williams, insisting he eased her off of him, causing her to fall back into a chair. Despite his version of events, Tammy Rivera has spoken up because Williams is reportedly her niece. In the video, Rivera claims she received several DMs from people asking about Williams. She says she keeps silent out of privacy for her niece, but doesn't play when it comes to her family. Tammy also added, the moral of the story is my niece didn't want me to help her. She didn't want me involved. She didn't want me to help her with the lawyer, the case, anything. But he was found not guilty, right? So again, I was not there. I don't fucking know. So I'm like, okay, Peter, well, it don't shock me that they said you choke somebody because you used to pull antics on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? I said, so that doesn't sound far-fetched for you. But if they found you not guilty, I guess I have to go with what they say. You didn't choke the lady. But y'all know my famous line, karma don't miss a living rat's ass. So if you did choke this lady and you getting away with it, Peter, listen, it will come back on you in another way if you are guilty of this, Peter. Just like I just told y'all with Jay, right? So earlier, before I got on live, I was preparing to get on live and I'm just listening to, I'm watching YouTube. So I was watching, what's my boy name? I forgot his name right now, but I was watching YouTube and watching some other content creators and listening to some of their stuff. And Peter name comes up whenever we talk about Peter, right? So, Richie Scott, shout out DJ Richie Scott. I was watching DJ Richie Scott. He said he had some bad news to report about Peter. So the way he was talking, I'm like, oh Lord, I hope Peter ass ain't dying or nothing. God forbid, you know. But he was like, no, Peter had a new case. So I'm thinking to myself, Peter, we just got rid of this case with this girl. What the hell you into now, right? Let me tell y'all what they said. Let me tell y'all what they said. I said, Lord, Peter. Hold on, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the thumbs up on the video. Please hit the thumbs up on the video. If you are new here, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And welcome to the Operation Hill 100 Heart channel, where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. So it said Bar One's Peter Thomas agrees to plead guilty in $2.5 million federal tax case. Before permanently shutting down his Harbor East restaurant, Peter Thomas blamed Bar One's problems on his employees, accusing them of stealing from the business. But according to court records filed this week, Thomas failed to pay, oh my more than $2.5 million in employment taxes withheld from his workers' paychecks in Baltimore and beyond. The restaurateur and former Real Housewives of Atlanta reality star has agreed to plead guilty to one felony count of failure to pay over trust fund taxes in U.S. District Court in Charlotte, North Carolina, where he operated a nightclub called Bar One and another venue called Sports One Bar. Oh, that's really cute, Peter. They're not going to let me see the rest of this. So they didn't let me see the rest of it. So hold on, you guys. Peter. A sealed plea agreement was also filed Monday, and the 63-year-old will have a hearing in front of U.S. Magistrate Judge Susan Rodriguez later this week. In Charlotte from 2017 to 2022, Club One and Sports One Bar and Lounge collected more than $640,000 in trust fund taxes or income taxes, Social Security taxes, and Medicare taxes that employers withhold from employee wages until they are paid to the Internal Revenue Service, IRS. None of it made it to the Treasury Department, according to court documents. In a video posted to social media Monday, Thomas said the case has been going on for more than 2 years and apologized to his family and friends. It's something I thought I could catch up on. 2.5 million? Never mind. But the hole got deeper. He said, I did some wrong that I have to make right. I deeply regret not paying my IRS withholding tax in a timely manner or in any manner. No excuses. Club One, once located near the Avid Exchange Music Factory on North Carolina, Music Factory Boulevard, closed in 2019, 2 years after the North Carolina Secretary of State dissolved in 2017 for failing to file a 2016 report. Basil Gallery Lounge now occupies the building. I just want to hear, because they were talking about Peter could possibly be going to jail. That's basically what I want to talk about. They said Peter ass could possibly be going to jail. Yeah. I'm sorry, you guys. Why do people ring this bell? Oh, I think Pookie's getting a package. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Thank you. You need me to sign? No? Thank you. This is so ghetto, right? You guys get me a studio because this is ghetto. All right. Basically, the long and the short of it is Peter asked going to jail, right? So I was saying, I'm like, wow, Peter, I wonder, are you going to jail because you did really choke Tammy niece? Y'all think he did that? I don't know, because Peter was on some nut shit on Housewives of Atlanta. So, Peter, I think you choked the lady, and I think this your karma because you slipped up out of that. Karma don't miss a living rat's ass. Y'all remember I said that. Okay, let's go to the chat. Tifa said they want him in jail, the feds. Tifa is crazy. Lila said he was scamming with those bar ones. Tifa said he was not paying his taxes. He was pocketing that tax money. And Lila said, I'm going to Peter Instagram. If I see too many good cards and vacations, he's toast. Yeah, well, Peter, I wonder, did you really choke Tammy niece? And I got to send this to Tammy because Tammy was mortified you got away with that. She did not appreciate you choke her fucking niece and I'm letting you stay on out of jail. But like I told y'all, karma don't miss a living rat's ass. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's time. We have been on 45 minutes. It's time for us to address the Remy Martin and Papoose of it all. Now, let me take a sip of my water. Lila said he wanted some of Tammy niece. We got to see how she look. You could tell Peter tight. They said Peter used to date Nia Long. They said Peter Thomas used to go with Nia Long. I said, you better fucking work it out, Peter. A good old Jamaican Pee-wee must be or something. Okay. Let's get into this. So, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to drop the link to an old YouTube video that I did. As a matter of fact, it's so crazy because it's about to be a year ago this month that I put out this YouTube video where I discussed pretty much what I assume was going on with Remy and Pap at that time, right? Again, these are all assumptions. I am not there. I do not know. But at that time, it had came out that Easy, the Block Bandit, had did something or said something, and it kind of exposed their relationship, right? So here it go, right here. Hold on, guys. So now I went on a whole rant about this goddamn video. I'm telling y'all, I went on a whole freaking rant about this video. I mean, about this situation. I'm like, oh, come on, Remy, you ain't got to be doing that. Bye, 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 bye. Right? Now, that was a year ago. After that time, I just actually heard shout out Neek at Night. I was watching Neek at Night before I got on here, and I heard a freestyle or a battle rap that Easy the Block Burglar had put out back in August. And on the freestyle, he's still there talking about his relationship with Remy Ma. And I'm thinking that Remy Ma, I'm sorry, they said she changed her name. And I'm thinking to myself, I talked about this back in December. This was a rumor last year. Here we are in August and it's still going on. I thought it was just like a fling. I didn't know this was a real thing, right? What's going on? But apparently it is a real thing. And I'm guessing that is her boo, because in August he was still rapping about the situation. Now, this morning I got up. Me and Pookie had fun. And I'm just scrolling my social media, dropping the link for Dear Deja. And I don't follow Remy Ma. I follow Papoose. So I saw Papoose statement. So I'm like, oh my God. Pap has been quiet for so long. I guess he said enough is enough because he dropped the whole Remy as a narcissist and blah, 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 blah. Now, remember, I only follow Papoose, so I'm only seeing what Papoose said about Remy, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'm thinking that he finally is like, F that, I'm not being quiet no more, because remember they said him and Easy to Block bartender had a fight. So I'm guessing that he like, listen, enough is enough. I gotta now speak my piece. That's why he said that. What I didn't know was that there was some backstory. And you guys drop down in the chat, because I probably don't have it all together. That's why I want to come to live and talk about it. So apparently he must have been on the phone jonesing with Clarissa, the boxer, right? While he was jonesing with her, apparently he fell asleep. And because he fell asleep, Remy was able to get his phone, right? So then when she got the phone, I guess at that point, she could now see all his messages, everything they were saying, as she screenshot. And then she is the one who initially made the post in the girl and said, hey, Miss Colleen, and so on and so forth, right? So after she added the girl and all of that, that is when I seen Pap's whole to do when he calls her a narcissist and all of that. Now, from what I understand, they started slinging shit. It wasn't even mud. It was shit. It went down in the DM, right? Remy accused Pap of physically abusing her. Pap accused her of not being a good mother and abandoning their child to spend time with her boo. He actually posted a picture of her and Breezy the Block burglar. I don't know his name. That person, Pebbles Jr. It just got extremely ugly. And according to her, he's been cheating all along, but he's going to lie and say he held her down. She said he might even allude to he wrote her raps. He might even put out a sex tape about her. Like it just went down in a DM, right? So everybody was online slinging mud about which side they took. The only thing I said was good morning to everybody except Remy Ma, right? So you had some people laugh at that post. You had some people like, girl, leave Remy out of that. Don't do Remy like that. And then you had some people like, yeah, F that. Now, what I did say was what I liked about this debate was that it wasn't biased in a sense that, oh, I'm only siding with her because she's a girl. No, I feel like some people could honestly look at the situation and be like right and wrong. And that's what I needed, because I hear the whole, everybody was arguing about basically what the gist is of how they think men are, and the gist of how much of a victim they think women are, right? But let me see. Lila said in the chat, she don't want to see Papoose be great. She the type of person, if y'all not good, she want to ruin you with her Down syndrome eyes. She got some nerves. You ain't shit, Lila. So now, what I didn't like about the debate regarding them two was, once again, and I said this in my hold on, I have to stop this TV. Hold on, you guys. I'm sorry, you guys. Give me 1 sec. I said this in my debate, which was, I said this on my last live that I had put up last year. I was saying to you guys, I'm like, why is people so focused on the man and the woman of it all and not the right and the wrong of it all? Because at the end of the day, right, men can be victims too. You know what I'm saying? It's not just always women, right? And women can be abusers too. It's not just always only men. So I felt like a lot of people was looking at it as far as like how women are judged and how women perceive things. So if I'm a woman, I have to now say the man was wrong, when really and truly, if you just look at the situation and make a better assessment. Miss Colleen said, I don't care what they are doing nor who they are doing. My heart goes out to their daughter. Social media is very ugly nowadays, and their daughter will see it, or her classmates might approach her. Shame on both of them. I agree, Miss Colleen. I agree. And you know what I think too? I think people don't realize, like, this is your footprint. Your social media is your digital footprint. So people can always come back and now see, you know, I remember Kim Kardashian said her children were asking her, Mom, why do people keep saying you have a sex tape? And, you know, she had to kind of explain to them a little bit of what that was to kind of clean it up because they are seeing things on social media, right? So that's your digital footprint. So to put all of that out there, you know, for the world to see, because my other part about it was true, too, was, all right, let's just say the daughter is 6 years old and nobody don't come to her, say nothing to her. What about y'all older children? Because y'all had them all in the middle of y'all marriage as well. So what about your older son? What about Papoose has an older son and daughter that was actually on a show they was on? What about them? Right? Because that's embarrassing to now have to get up there and argue with the world because your stepmother or your stepfather is now making accusations against your mother or your father. That's insulting, and you want to have your mother or your father back. So now you have to now say things to discredit the other parent when this person has been in my life for years. So what about them? And Lila said, we don't got no proof that Pap sits wrong. We seen Remy out loud. Yes, that was the issue too. The issue was that Remy's disrespect, according to what we were able to see, was public. Whereas if Pap was doing things, his things was more private. And I also was like, wow, you know, I agree. I say this to my boyfriend all the time, because he hasn't really had many like female friendships. So he doesn't really know a lot about like women stuff, right? So I am pretty much, according to him, I don't know if the Negro lying, but Pookie, don't play with me. But I'm pretty much like the person that has to school him on things that go on with women. So what I was explaining to him, and I had told him this in the beginning of our relationship, I said, let me tell you something about a woman, right? We can take a lot of shit in private. We can take a lot of shit in private. It's when it becomes public that we crash the fuck out. I was like, because I can guarantee you, just like a Jay-Z and Beyonce situation, we would have never known what Jay did had B not brought it to the public. And you see how she was a little bit more willing to be like, okay, we can get past it because me and you know what I did. And I decided to expose it, of course, to sell my record. But other than that, it's not like somebody else on the street caught you. It's not like it bust out all on the headlines. So they was kind of able to navigate through it. And I see that with a lot of other women I'm around. It's like, oh, they can take a lot when things are done privately. But when you publicly embarrass a woman, it's almost like you basically daring us to leave your fucking ass and we ready to roll, right? And I think that's kind of what happened here, but only on Papoose. And it's like, wow, I'm proud of him for being able to like see. They were at games, they were at dinner. You know, they did a number of things that would suggest that that was her boo. So to actually be able to physically see that and know I'm still legally married to you and possibly want to work this shit out, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So for him to be able to still, because I'm telling you, every time I caught them doing something, here my nut ass going to Pat page to see what he doing. And he putting up, I can make a tight fist and make it crumble ridiculous. Like he's just there talking about TuneCore and all of that. And I'm like, nigga, you ain't see a bitch at the game with this fucking Papoose Jr. Like, but if he was crashing out, he was doing it privately on her because he was holding it the fuck down. And for her, I'm looking at her like, once again, I'm not saying you wrong for cheating. I don't know what's the reason you want to cheat, but why are you doing it so blatantly knowing you guys are legally married? But it was something that she also said that had me peeking at it too, which was, I almost feel like she was doing that to kind of push him into divorce, because one of the things that she said on something she posted was basically like, I was trying to like silently divorce you for years. And you were telling me, no, you got to do this and this got to happen. And you want this from me in order for that to happen. So I think the Breezy, the Block, Barbarian exposure was more so probably to push Pap in the direction of saying, you know what, bitch, I'm tired of your ass. But like I said, Pap was holding it down. Pap was holding it down, because I'm not going to lie to y'all, my nosy ass was going every single time to his page when they were spotted out, because I wanted to see if he was going to give a little inkling in that he gave he did like TuneCore. So let me tell you guys about TuneCore. It's a new thing that I'm producing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. This is nice that he has this level of restraint, because the moment that I have to physically see it and the rest of the world is seeing it, so I'm embarrassed. Oh, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what time I'm getting there, and I don't know when I'm leaving, but I'm going some fucking where on your ass. You better know that. So for him to have so much restraint in doing so, I was like, wow, that's commendable. Another thing that I found commendable, because I know a lot of people do not appreciate women having Pat back. And again, this is personal for me. Why it was commendable to me, because it's personal for me. In my opinion, being incarcerated is one of the worst things in the world. That's just my personal opinion. I don't wish it on anybody, right? And having conversations with people I've dated, that's also what they shared. Like, being in jail, you're at your lowest. You are literally at your lowest, right? So my whole thing was, I'm not saying that Pat didn't cheat when Remy was in jail. I'm not saying that Pat was the best man to her when she was in there. But if nothing else, according to Remy Martin, he was there for her. He was there for her. And if somebody could be there for you in a tumultuous time such as that, the least you could do is have respect for them. That's the least you can do. The least. So that blatant disrespect, even if it was to try to push him in a particular direction, that blatant disrespect just did not sit right with me, because I felt like when you were at your lowest, this man was there. And now when you get the opportunity, you will publicly embarrass him like this. If he's not treating you right and you don't want to be with him, you don't have to. But that public embarrassment like that, to me, I just didn't respect it. So I looked at it as, yeah, I'm on Pat motherfucking side. Because if he was getting his pee-wee wet when you was in jail, who got stories to tell? Who has stories to tell? Because they were not publicly. Nobody has come forth. And if they did, it was with no credibility, because it probably came and went. So my thing is like, so why do you want to publicly embarrass him with this Papoose Jr. instead of just being on some, listen, I'm not with him anymore. My divorce papers are in. We are in the fight. And let's roll. Because another thing that Remy said was, she was like, oh, he's not, she was telling the girl like, oh, he's not going to do anything for you because he believes he's the prize when I'm the one with the bag. So if you're the one with the bag, pay your ass, get some good lawyers, and let's get the ball rolling. Let's get the ball rolling, because I don't want to be with you no more. I want to be with Papoose Jr. But you, like, I don't get why the humiliation of it all. That's what I felt. I felt like it was very, very humiliating for Pat to see you parading around with this man like this, right? If you don't want him, leave. Right. So Miss Colleen said, go see the divorce lawyer, get it over with, and be the best co-parent you can be. Lila said, Clarissa Shields kept his mind off for everything. Tifa said that's why she came and gave him that little girl. She felt like she had to give him a baby because he held her down. Yeah, see, I don't like this whole obligation of, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not fair. That's not fair. And again, Remy, if that's the case, what Tifa said, that's a predicament you put yourself in, because I'm not going to let nobody make me feel obligated to them. And I've had these conversations a number of times, because I've been in relationships with people who have been incarcerated. I have been there like, yes, I'm your biggest cheerleader. And then now you come home and either A, maybe you're like, listen, I thought I loved you, bitch, but that was just jail. I didn't want you. Or you've been like, okay, I still want to, make this thing. I would still want to see what this thing is about. My thing is always, if I did it, it's because I wanted to, right? You don't have to feel obligated to do anything for me. If you want to, great, but not, you know what I'm saying? So, and Papoose, if this was all a ploy to get this girl under your wing or to do what you want, why would you even want to put yourself in a predicament like that? It would never work. It would never work. It would never, ever work. Because to try to force and make and tug and pull, it would never work. Come on. Lila said that she want to do her and still have him. Tifa said they was on Love and Hip Hop, and she was saying she didn't want a baby, but then she gave him one. I don't know. Yes, I remember, Tifa. I remember. And then she was like, oh, give me my wedding first. I remember. And yeah, and Pap also, once again, if you did go into this feeling like, oh, if I do this, then she'll have to be indebted to me. Why would you want that? Why? You don't want anybody to feel like they have to be with you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I want you to want to be here. I want you to want to do things for me. I want you to now want to pay me back, so to speak, because you love me that much. Not because, oh man, I don't want to look like the bad guy or the bad woman if I don't hold it down and stick with this girl. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's another thing. I think people are too concerned with how they're going to look. Who fucking cares? I know we live in a world of social media, but who cares? Who cares? Who cares how you're going to look? Who cares? The only thing that matters is that you do what's best for you. Because at the end of the day, baby, when they close that casket, they're closing it on you and you alone. I don't even give a damn if you die with somebody else. They ain't going in the casket with you. It's you alone, my dear. And I think this is a sad situation. Watching it play out was heartbreaking. Watching it play out was heartbreaking because number one on the list, we were all invested in Black love. You know what I'm saying? And number two on the list, like we said, it's children involved, it's families involved. A lot of things she was saying on her. And once again, it irritated me because then it was things like, oh, he got y'all fooled like he's the good guy. No, Remy, you actually were on board with that too. Because I'll be honest with you, I ain't gonna fuck what Pap say. So him trying to make us think he was a good guy, Pap couldn't have did that. Pap couldn't have made me believe that. I believed it because you said it, Remy, and you were the person claiming you were getting treated so great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give an example. One time on one of the reunions, they was asking Nina Parker was hosting a reunion, and she was talking to this creep squad, which was like Peter Guns, Rich Dollars, them people, right? So remember at that time, Pat was on the cast, Joel's was on the cast, So she asked, she was like, Remy, do you think, her question was somewhere framed around like, do you think that Pat could ever be like a member of the creep squad? And she looked at him and was like, he know fucking better. You know what I'm saying? So you see how like you created this umbrella of he's such a great guy and he wouldn't do these things and he held me down and he's always been there for me. So that's why we believed it. So to now turn around and be like, he got us fooled. No, Remy, you had us fooled. At least me. You had me fooled, Remy. I was thinking he was so good to you, which had me invested in the Black love. If Pat would have been here bragging about himself, I'd have been like, shut the fuck up, Pat. We want to hear that bullshit. You telling us you the best man on the planet, please, okay? No, you was telling us he was the best man to you. So we like, okay, girl, you got your king. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? And once again, you don't know what people are enduring in their relationships, right? Listen, I love Pookie to death, and we have about 90% of good times. But there are times when you like, my nigga, do you fucking know? You know what I'm saying? Now, naturally, I'm not going out telling the world and blasting that on social media because there's no need for me to tell every intricate detail of my relationship. But for the most motherfucking part, there's good times. And when there are bad ones, it's okay. It's okay. But to now come out and go public and be like, you guys don't know. While I was saying Pookie was so great, he was blacking my eye. Bitch, you had us thinking this nigga King Ding-a-ling. Now you want us to hate him? We thought you had us. Come on. And that was my point. It's like, wait, so now it is that he is a jerk and he got us fooled when Remy, you said all of this on national fucking TV. So Miss Colleen said, I'm not staying with anyone just because of children, nor worrying about what people will say. I'm throwing up my two fingers and saying deuces. Hey, Delon said, I always felt like he loved her way more than she did from the beginning. I agree. And Lila said, I agree. And T for crazy behind cracking up. Yes, you know what I think too? You know what I think? Because when they talk about how they met and stuff, it seems like he had his eye on her from the beginning. Listen, Pookie, let me tell you, Tifa, I'm gonna come back to that. But so I think if you've ever had the person of your dreams, right? That's what he made it seem like. Remy was the woman of his dreams. You know what I also think? Shout out Delon. I also think that she liked being the woman of his dreams, right? Because I won't lie, it is flattering. It is very flattering when you date a person that has always wanted you or that wants you so bad. It's very, very flattering. So I think she liked feeling like that person. And I also think, no shade, that's why she dates Breezy the Block Barber, the burglar, the bandit, whatever the fuck his name is. I think that's why she dates him, because he, to a certain degree, probably looks up to her, because it's like, oh my God, you're this big celebrity. You run the rap league, the battle rap league. I'm a part of it. You're somebody, you're like the greatest thing in my world. Because I'm not trying to be shady, and I feel this way about Remy Ma too. About Nicki Minaj too. Why do these successful, beautiful, talented women date, I don't want to say beneath them, so I'm just right, But like, right? Like, do you wonder about that? And I always felt like when I seen it, it's like, do you want to have something over that person? And you know what's crazy? For years, that's why I was single. I was single for 12 years. I was literally single for 12 years. And that was because I'm not trying to be shady. I promise y'all I'm not. But I didn't want to date down. I didn't want to take anybody serious. That is just like, no, you don't really meet the standard. No shade, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And I don't want to be the person that I'm the only prize in our relationship. No, no, I want to feel like I also have a prize, right? And for me, I'm looking at Remy like, to me, you look the best you've ever looked in your life, considering any of the, never mind. But you know what I'm saying? So why not like go get you a basketball player, athlete, like try to, you know what I'm saying? And again, no shade to Breezy with that person, Pat Jr. No shade to him because I can't tell you nothing about him. But that says a lot, that I can't, right? But okay, let's go back to the chat. Delon says she want to thug, she want to thug, aka a drill rapper type. I agree. And Lila said, to be honest, it seemed like he came from love and she came from wolves. Lila choosing violence. Let's go. Y'all want to have that talk? Do y'all want to have that talk? Because I try not to have this discussion publicly because people do not like that talk, but it has to be had. So let's go, right? There is the saying that people raised on love will do something for you, and people raised on survival will do something to you, or something like that, right? And unfortunately, we live in an era where folks don't know that they were raised on survival. Let me call it that, right? AKA what Lila said, by wolves, right? And I think that a lot of the savage ways of people who were raised on survival have now been so normalized that folks don't understand that those things are wrong, right? And I've spent a lot of my adult life trying to explain this to people, and they get very offended. They get very offended because they feel like I'm trying to insult them. And to some degree, I could see how that looks like an insult, but it's really the truth. Just because of my genetic makeup and my nature versus nurture background is just embedded in me to be a good person. Now, am I a person with an attitude sometimes? Yes. Can I be stank or dank, as Pookie would call it sometimes? Yes. Can I sometimes be a bitch? Yes. 100%. 100%. I'm not perfect. So we cannot negate those things. But when it comes down to, in my opinion, what is core and root things, I am innately a good person. So some of the shit that I watch people do and say and the way they behave, in my opinion, I'm looking like, why the fuck would you do that? You know what I'm saying? But it's because of maybe how I was raised, maybe where I was raised, maybe who I was raised with. Maybe it was something because of something that was done to me. And I have to explain to them most times that half of that shit you experience, I've never even come close to. I remember Pookie, right? Pookie told me, he was like, yo, we have Sunday dinner by my mom, right? And I mean, it's a time. It's a time. If you've ever been, it is a time, right? And I remember the first couple of times that Pookie went, it was like a level of like he's very cautious. He's very, very cautious. He's very cautious. He used to be in the streets. He's very cautious, right? So for him, this whole just having a grand old time and not paying attention to the exits and the entrances and who coming in the door, and he's looking at us like we're fucking crazy. Because he's like, you guys just like, what's going on here? And for us, it's like, no, it's all love. It's all grand. It's all great. We welcome everyone here, right? Because that's just the way my family is, right? Whereas, other people, they would invite you in, steal your fucking pocketbook. You know what I'm saying? Like little things would happen. It would be like, why you did that to such nice people? Because maybe you're not a nice person. And I did drop the link a little while ago where I talked about how last year when I did the Remy Ma video, I said, and I promise y'all, I don't know Remy personally. This is just about what she has displayed publicly. I just don't feel like you're a good person. I don't. And it is not only about the shooting situation because that's very isolated. It's just little things that you say and do. Even when I watch you on Love and Hip Hop, and it's like, wow, that wasn't nice, right? But maybe you're not nice, right? So when it came out that she was treating Papoose like this publicly, that did not shock me. I'm sorry. That did not shock me. It did not shock me. Now, what I will say did shock me was that he endured it for so long. You know what I'm saying? Because I would think he would eventually get tired, especially being that it's done publicly. But like Lila just said, he may just be a person that he can give a law. He can tolerate a lot of things, and he can still try to move past a lot of things because he may come from a background where those things were done for him. Who knows? I don't know Papoose personally. So seeing this whole situation today was ugly and nasty. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't even really so concerned about the baby. I was more concerned about those adult children. I even went to his daughter page and she was like, I don't know why y'all watching me. I'm in Africa with my man. That's what she said. But then she did post a picture of her and her dad together, and she had his song playing in the thing on the top of the story. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that kind of sort of meant team my dad. You know what I'm saying? But I felt more bad for them because watching them on the show, you could honestly see that they raised them like a blended family. Because when you see PAP kids with Remy's son, it didn't look like, oh, I don't really know you like that. No, they was chilling. They was chilling like they've been around each other damn near their whole life. So I was thinking, like, what space does this leave them in? Another thing is, what is going on with Remy's son's case? Does anybody know what's going on with that? Because that's another thing I was thinking. I wanted to say to myself, like, Remy, girl, you should not have no time to be parading around with no goddamn man when your son is on trial or some shit like that, fighting for his life. But, again, that's me minding her business and judging her. And we listen and we don't judge, right? But, it's a heavy situation. It's a heavy situation. It has a lot of moving parts. Do you guys think that, and let me know in the chat, do you guys think that Pat was beating Remy ass? Because I got a little like, because when she said it, she also said, don't make me put out the recording and the audio. Right now, two things happened there. Number one, she didn't put it out. So I was like, girl, was she full of shit? But then the other part of that is he then went and deleted everything. So I was thinking about that, like either A, he was scared and said, let me pull back, or B, she was bluffing, and that's why she didn't put the receipts out. So I was like, I wonder about that. But she definitely alluded to the fact that he put his hands on her, and there was audio and video to corroborate her story. So, okay, we'll see. We'll see. But you guys let me know if you felt like she was telling the truth. She also said he was not faithful. Lila and Delon, I'm gonna beat y'all ass. Lila said her personality and thought process tells it all. Pap said she ain't paid them kids no mind. Here, Delon, he might have hemmed her up a little bit. And Lila said, no, I don't think her pride would allow that. She really thinks she gangster. She shot a bitch. Absolutely not. I'm not even hanging out with no bitch that shoot a bike. Like, seriously, like, I was so disgusted with that. Like, I'm not even going into that. Like I said, I dropped in the chat the video. I'm going to drop it again. You guys click the link when you get off here so you can see the video, the video I did last year about this. But yeah, I did it last crazy because it's about to be freaking the date. What date I did this? Hold on, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I did this more. I did this video. Where's the damn date? December 31st. I did it December 31st. It's crazy. We get ready to come up on a year, right? But I'm going to drop it in the chat so you guys can hear what I said damn near a year ago about this situation and look at all of it coming into fruition. So, ladies and gentlemen, I won't keep you long. Not to mention I have something to do at 6 o'clock. Pookie's going to be home soon. If you guys want to be sweet and drop me a cash app and leave my cash app here. Also, you can give me a super chat on here if you want to. I just never get the super chat money because it's not to a certain point yet, but whatever. Also, let me see what else I was going to tell y'all. Go watch the Dear Deejas. Are y'all watching the Dear Deejas or are y'all being shady? Everybody was aggravating me about them coming back, and now they're back. Y'all asses better be watching them. All right. What else was going on? Dear Deejas will continue to drop because now they're back. I was going to save this live for tomorrow, but I was so thirsty to hear what you guys thought that I'm like, I'm just going live today. Lila said, she was saying she was going to shoot Pap, Lord. And Miss Colleen said, in my opinion, they are both probably doing things to each other. Yes, so I may still go live tomorrow because I didn't get a chance to talk about Married to Medicine. I didn't go in full depth with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I just touched on it in the beginning of the story. And I didn't talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. The other day, we only talked about Baddies and Jocelyn's Cabaret. So I want to get a chance to do that. In any of that, Delon, I was so happy to see you here. I love when new people show up on the live, and I love when they talk because then that gives us the opportunity to have good dialogue about topics. And also, like I said, I'm always a person that whether I disagree with what you're saying or agree with it, I still want to hear it. I like to hear other perspectives, right? So listen, tomorrow I might go live again to talk about the reality shows that I'm watching. And I think I might have a few more hot topics. And then I owe y'all. I had took a break for a couple of weeks, so I owe you guys. I was so happy to have you here. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up on the video. If you want to leave me a super chat, you can do so. If you want to send me a cash app, you can do so. Make your motherfucking girl rich. But I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Enjoy your evening, and I will see you guys mañana.